Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Theraexpressions Meditation in Wyoming, Casper, Wyoming, excuse me. My name is Jemima and I'm ambassador for Theraexpressions. And this is my beautiful co-host, Darcy Marta. And we are here every Saturday to talk to you about topics surrounding mental health and mental health awareness, illness, whatever it may be that you're sort of looking for. We're just trying to normalize the conversation around mental health topics, everyday things to big things. I'm sort of the guinea pig here. I have a wild emotional roller coaster of a life, and so it's good for people to know that it's normal. Like, I mean, we can normalize this. Darcy and I have these wonderful conversations. We give each other feedback, and I discover lots of things each week. We hope we can bring something to you, maybe some tools you can take away with to help you in a moment where you are feeling a little bit icky, or you just a good conversation to listen to, so you know you're not alone. Good morning, beautiful Darcy.
Good morning, beautiful Jemima.
Just before we do get started, sorry guys, disclaimer down below. So I just have to mention this. And there is this fantastic 1-800 national number. Sorry, not 1-800 number. It's a national mental health awareness number or mental health reach out number, 988. Now, I'm sorry about Australia and any other countries who may be watching this. I do have a list of mental health numbers down below that you in your country can get a hold of. But for America, the whole of the USA now has a one number, 988, in a mental health crisis, be it you or anybody else. And I think it's a fantastic, short, sweet number. You can't forget it. And just remember, you are never alone. Anyway, back to good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jemima. Nice to see you.
And you. So this
because we're both outside today. You know, I'm outside today because my office is ripped apart. I had to rearrange it. I'm just taking apart any dead energy in the office and taking down the shelves, and I'm
such a cleansing
the whole thing. I think it's important because, you know, it's like you got sometimes too much stuff collects energy. Stuff collects energy.
Completely.
You know? And then when it just stays stagnant, it's the wrong kind of energy that you want storing up sometimes. So I'm just taking the whole thing apart and starting over.
Hence, like that spring clean thing, you know, like the spring cleaning can happen any season, but it's true. It just releases you of any toxic energy, just sort of, and then you find all the stuff that you don't need, find the stuff you may need. And it's just, I think it's such a beautiful, and you can rearrange things at the end. You feel like, oh, I can do my work now.
Yeah, I can focus better sometimes. That's really true. You can.
Talking about being outside, Darcy, this week I was wanting to talk about the importance of nature when it comes to healing or mental health issues, or just everybody having a bad day. Anybody doesn't have to have a really bad day, nothing mental health about it really. Just the power of Mother Nature. I'm in the desert, and we had a monsoon here the other day. It's been twice now, and everything in my my space is my temple here. My Pilates stuff was just saturated, totally destroyed. Not destroyed, water only, but the power of it. I remember waking up being really upset, feeling so violated by nature, and not a good way to wake up. And as I was telling Darcy, I went to go clean it up, and I was just crying because my mats are getting ruined and all that sort of stuff. Not ruined, it's such an exaggeration in the moment, but really, because it's powerful, the water. But I realized as I was doing that, I was being healed. I was inhaling and exhaling this beautiful oxygen. I was seeing the power of nature, how little we have control over it, how it is just amazing how we are so tiny in this universe, but how healing it was. Just, I wouldn't, what it was to me, because I wouldn't have been in that situation if that didn't happen, and have that good hour to have to clean out everything, see the power of it, honor the power of Mother Nature, then also see the healing that it was having within me, right. As in I was able to cry with her, but also then see the wonders of it, and really have that hour within nature in a fragile moment where I wasn't really liking nature that much, and then it turned me around to just feel really fortunate and embraced, and I had this breath going on, and I felt like none of this would have happened if that Mother Nature didn't come and wipe everything out. So it was kind of this healing from a drastic healing thing, but then a beautiful healing from just the actual oxygen and plants around me and water. And that's why I want to talk about the healing nature of nature. Like, it's just profound, and it just knocked me sudden. That's why I moved to the desert, and it really is a beautiful place to be in, but it is also out of our control whenever it happens to us. So what say you, Darcy? What do you think about nature?
Yeah, I mean, you know, my sister and I came up with this theory a long time ago. We called it the cement theory. That when you're surrounded by cement, you know, you drive to the city, you're in the city, you're it's almost like you kind of get cemented in yourself too. You get kind of hard to yourself and to others. And somehow being out in nature, it creates a compassion in you and a softness in you. And, you know, it has these healing properties in ways you don't even realize sometimes. You know, you kind of come outside of yourself in a way. And when you're in the city continuously, you know, pounding, you know, driving, pounding, working, it's very hard to have that expansive feeling and that compassionate towards yourself even, you know, because it's all about schedules and doing things. And then when you come outside and you feel your breeze or the heat of the day, or you can see a bird, or you can just feel the earth with you, you have an expansive feeling. They do say that when you're on the computer too much, that you, like every hour, you're supposed to go outside and look beyond the horizon line to open up your visual. Again, it's really good for your optic nerve and your eyesight, that you're supposed to go away from your computer and look outside. And I think that's really important for people to remember that, and to step away from being in here so much and get that expansive feeling. And I think it's good for your blood pressure. It's good for your you know, obviously your mental attitude, because it just softens everything.
Yeah, I think too, so many of the traditional religions with Indian folks and Aboriginal folks and just are all in nature. And I, because the groundedness you get from the dirt on your feet, the feeling of the wind around you, the live birds, the hearing of birds, not on a tape recorder inside, the live birds around you, the poisonous plants that if you brush could injure you, but then the beautiful plants that are just flourishing, the drama and the beauty within the whole space around you. It's just something to be embraced that will stop you. And I understand why those religions, the native religions, kind of sort of are based within nature. It's so powerful and it's so real. Like you become one with the universe. Like we are stepping out. The humans are so far from the universe sometimes, or so far from nature sometimes, because we've created that. But we really get real with how we're meant to be as a whole universe, you know, with the plants, the trees, the wind, the water, all of that. And it brings us into the space of healing with nature rather than trying to get in our heads. And I don't know, it's just
we're also solar creatures. We're not nocturnal creatures, so we need the sunlight. We need to be outside at a certain point, you know. And there's so many different philosophies that talk about the importance of being outside, you know, that it's good for your body, your mind, everything. So going outside between 5 and 7 a.m. is really good for your eyesight, to see that morning light. It's a great time that's when your kidney energy wakes up, your stomach wakes up, and then your heart wakes up, your lungs, your body slowly wakes up at that time in the morning naturally. And so to be outside when the air quality is also waking up, it's shedding that nighttime energy, the dampness, and it's all becoming alive while your body is waking up. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've chosen to be from a city girl. Like I literally chose to change my lifestyle from a city girl to a desert person now, or a nature person, because the desert, as you said, the cement theory, so spot on, because you are forced to sort of stay internally to protect yourself. You get a little cold-hearted, like the buildings are relatively. This is generally, guys, because I know there's some beautiful architecture out there, but in terms of generally, if you live in New York City, Darcy and I lived both in New York City for years, and I know it was like full on all the time, just buildings and noise and people rushing and no intimate time with the external. Like it's kind of just all go, and then I got over it, and that was a lot of my drug issues. My drug addiction was so that in one way. Are you? Am I here?
Yeah.
Am I here now?
Your voice.
Am I here now?
Your voice is here, but you're frozen. So you should stop your video and then just, there you go. And then keep talking now.
Okay, you can still hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, beautiful. Sorry guys, yeah, 100% authentic. It's nature. It's not me. It's nature. Jemima, get off your computer. Yeah, so choosing to be within nature is a huge change, and so many more different challenges involved because of you have no power, you have no control over nature. But it was a really definite choice I made to switch lifestyles, which I'm still learning to. I'm still got a lot of city girl in me. But I really did to save myself, to save my life, to save my mental state, to save my physical state, to bring peace into my environment, to bring peace into myself, to help me bring more peace into myself, you know. So it was really, yeah, it's a profound force of healing that nature can give you, and learning lessons too, as well.
I mean, after having done theater for years and years and years, and you know, I was a night owl, staying up all night because you have to create a show, put it together, and close it out. And then working in restaurants, hospitality, again, you're up all night. You're in the city all the time. It's always really important for me to find a way to decompress. You know, when I was living in New York City, I would take these decompression days, I call them, where I wouldn't leave my apartment. I would have a salt bath. I would drink tea and play music. I'd open the windows and I'd just kind of create my little naturescape in my apartment for the day, just to come back to myself. I always had this feeling that the best way to live in New York City is to live outside of it, or you know, to just kind of be outside the city and commute in, or to live in New York City and make sure you got out. So when I was there, I joined a hiking club and meet at the museum, and we would all ride share with each other outside of New York and go for a hike in nature somewhere. We had a guide. It was great.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. We always spent a lot of time in the park. You know, when I had my child in New York, we would go to the park every day. It was a little baby. And then a toddler, I would take him to the park every single day.
Yeah. And I mean, and then you see in the park and stuff too, like you see all those Tai Chi people, or the people practicing their yoga or Tai Chi and taking their physical exercise outside for that pure oxygen, the intake of oxygen, and it creates such a different space. I know when I do Pilates inside, it's such a different workout than when I'm outside. And when I saw clients, some of my clients try it, most of them do it outside, but some of them are inside, and then they go outside very rarely, but when they do, I see a whole different performance level, and whole different enjoyment of it, because it seems less like a job and more like a connected energy between your body and nature. I don't know if there's something to that, but I think there is, because it's strange the way inside you feel like you got to do something. And there's so much distraction inside. You got all your things hanging up, or things that you got to do, or this and that. Whereas outside you are forced to be within nature and take that breath and take your time. Like you just have beautiful.
Close your body down. You know, there's been actually a lot of studies about mental health techniques that say, you know, get out of the room, get up first thing in the morning, make your bed, pull open the blinds, and let the light in, and step outside. Take a step outside and breathe the fresh morning air. And morning air changes everything. It really does. You know, and I always tell people, if you don't have a place to walk in your neighborhood, then, you know, take the opportunity to drive to a little area where you can go for a walk.
Yeah, know? Exactly.
Even if you go for a walk, you know, outside on the city streets, it's different than in your house. You know?
Definitely.
We went to the city last night, a city I used to live in, and to see some music and to go to a friend's restaurant, my husband's friend's restaurant. And it was so interesting because I used to love that city. I used to live in that city, and it's such a beautiful city. But the thing that was most attractive to me was the sound of the seagulls. And here we are walking around, and I'm driving into the city, you know, driving over the bridge, looking at the city lights, looking at the buildings. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. But once you get in there, I'm like, oh, all the cement. I remember how much it didn't bother me when I was younger.
Yeah.
I used to take you know, the streetcar, the metro, everywhere, just like I did when I was in New York. But last night I was really caught at the temperature, feeling the breeze, hearing the seagulls crying, and I was like, oh, I really need to go to the beach.
Yeah.
It just didn't have the same romantic effect on me that it was getting used to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if that is a maturity thing, or because I know the same. Like New York City used to, and San Francisco City and Seattle used to turn me on, and now it's like, no, I don't know if I can. At least not for long term. At least not for long term. But remember, Darcy, we went to the beach. I went to visit Darcy in California recently, and yeah, we went to the beach, and God, it was so beautiful, so healing, so, I mean, it's just a beautiful place to be, and we just had such a lovely time talking and not talking, walking and not walking, eating and not eating. It was just like fantastic.
It was fantastic. All the negative ions from the ocean waves, it just rejuvenates your soul.
Yes.
I really need to go to the beach again, so come on out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll walk this time though. I'll walk over to you, I mean. Like,
come on over. But you went for a beautiful hike out where you are just recently.
Oh yeah, that's right. Of course, last weekend my lover and I went to the Chiricahua Mountains, and it's in New Mexico. And gosh, they're such beautiful. I haven't been there since I was here last time in New Mexico. Beautiful, big, old Indian mountains where the Indians used to hide and create, and they used to shoot the army coming through, the white army coming through, and you can see all these caves, and they're so smart. The Indians know all these hideouts. I'm going, oh my God, I want to know where to go. But at this beautiful rainforest, this beautiful water, and we had a little bit of a moment in the morning, just like, it was a tense, I had a bad week last week pretty much, and it was still sort of hanging around, and I said, let's just go to the Chiricahuas. And it was just, at the end, we just walked out smiling, with glee, and just feeling so happy and so in love with each other again. It's like, God, it was just so healing, so precious, and it forces you to stop and appreciate, smell the roses literally, or whatever flowers are around you, and take a moment to really appreciate each other, because and the nature and just the moment, the live moment, not the past, not the future, living in the present moment, enjoying each other and nature around us. It was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the smells, the smell of the pine, and oh my God, just so beautiful. Yeah. And it's just anyway, so I think we would go again this weekend. Talking about.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would be going there right now myself, so I get it. You try to come back on video, see if I can see you again.
I'm naked now. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Now you're freezing a little bit.
Yeah, I think that our connection is just the way it is.
Oh, hello. So yeah, that's right. I'll do it next week. I'll do it from a different place, maybe not outside. Mother Nature doesn't want the computer outside for me. So Darcy, do you have a card you can pull us today?
Yeah, what's really interesting about today, because my office was torn apart, and I was thinking I'm going to be outside, and then I thought, well, if I'm going to be outside, then I think I'm going to use my animal cards.
Yes.
The medicine cards. I don't have the cover here. Let's see if I can find it. This one.
Beautiful. Yes. I love those cards. Absolutely gorgeous.
Right. Yeah, Jimmy Sands and David Carson. There they are. Medicine cards. And so I thought, oh, yeah, I'll be outside, and then I'll take the animal cards because that's appropriate. And then here we are talking about nature. How funny is that?
No, you can't make this up. No such thing as coincidence. Really, there isn't.
I think, when you really kind of tap into what's happening around you. So, all right. So what kind of question would you like to ask the cards today? And who would you, what would you like to say?
What is the way to, I don't know, positivity? I don't know. I don't really know.
That's okay. The cards already told us, because we were talking about going out into nature. And how we want to look at our obstacles. One of the things that I was looking at today is that, difficulties and obstacles, of course, are challenges in life. Are actually important. That's how we grow. But constant challenges are not what we want to do. But we have to find the strength in ourselves on how to meet those challenges. So, how to meet them.
Without the dark, there wouldn't be light. Without the light, there wouldn't be the dark. So we've got to go through it. It's just sometimes you just go, enough. But hey, it's that point of break where you really learn the biggest lesson, isn't it? When you think, I can't do this anymore, and you do, then you realize how resilient, how strong you really are, you know,
Right.
so you're even more powerful.
So, so the card that jumped out today is the eagle card.
Oh, wow.
So that's a great card. So, eagle medicine is the
Beautiful.
the power of the great spirit, the connection to the divine. It is the ability to live in the realm of spirit and yet remain connected and balanced within the realm of earth. I'm going to turn off my video because I'm getting feedback.
Okay. We're having fun, aren't we, people? So we're talking about, hey, you know, I've got to interrupt us. Darcy and I were talking about doing this as a podcast before. Isn't that freaky? So maybe we'll do this as a podcast. How funny is that? All right, anyway, we've got our answer, Darcy. Keep going, my love. The eagle, please.
Let's see if my sound is better this way.
Sounds much better on this end.
Okay. So it is the ability to live in the realm of spirit and yet remain connected and balanced within the realm of earth. And that's what we are all struggling with, right?
Yep.
How to bring our spirit nature into our earth person. Eagle soars and is quick to observe expansiveness within the overall pattern of life. From the heights of the clouds, eagle is close to the heavens where the great spirit dwells. The feathers of eagle are considered to be the most sacred of healing tools. They've been used for centuries by shamans to cleanse the aura of patients coming to them for healing. Within the belief systems of Native American tribes, eagle represents the state of grace achieved through hard work, understanding, and a completion of the tests of initiation, which results in the taking of one's personal power.
Mm-hmm.
Now, talking about obstacles, right?
Yep.
Right, and how obstacles in your life are important.
Yeah.
Right. This is why we evolve when we face our obstacles with our spirits intact.
Yeah. And we use our soul rather than our head. We use our spirit, our soul spirit rather than our mental freaking ego. The ego can get in the way. I think it's when we purely come from our state of soul, being in our soulship, that we can really discover and heal, and then we evolve to our best potential.
Yeah, and then also recognizing the power of our feelings, to use the power of our feelings without letting our feelings and our emotions overtake us and overwhelm us.
So true. Yep.
You know, your power is in your emotions, it's in your feeling.
Yeah.
So if you can tap into that without letting it overwhelm you, that's where the power can lie as well.
Too true. Yeah.
I'm going to turn off my video again. Okay. If you have pulled this symbol, eagle is reminding you to take heart and gather your courage. For the universe is presenting you with an opportunity to soar above the mundane level of your life. The power of recognizing this opportunity may come in the form of a spiritual test. That's what you've been through, Jemima.
Mm-hmm.
In being astute, you may recognize the places within your soul, personality, emotions, or psyche that needs bolstering or refinement. By looking at the overall tapestry, eagle teaches you to broaden your sense of self beyond the horizon of what is presently visible. In learning to fiercely attack your personal fear of the unknown, the wings of your soul will be supported by the ever-present breezes, which are the breath of Great Spirit. So that really says it right there.
Beautiful.
Feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul. Within the realm of Mother Earth and Father Sky, the dance that leads to flight involves the conquering of fear and the willingness to join in the adventure that you are co-creating with the divine. If eagle has majestically soared into your cards, you're being put on notice to reconnect with the element of air. Oh, how interesting, because we are outside today.
Yep.
Air is of the mental plane, and in this instance, instance, it is of the higher mind. Wisdom comes in many strange and curious forms and is always related to the creative force of the Great Spirit. If you have been walking the shadows of former realities, right, your pasts, ego brings illumination. Ego teaches you to look higher and to touch grandfather's son with your heart, to love the shadow as well as the light, to see the beauty in both, and you will take flight like the eagle. Eagle medicine is the gift we give ourselves to remind us of the freedom of the skies. Ego asks you to give yourself permission to legalize freedom and follow the joy your heart desires. Well, we can't get much wiser than that, I don't think. Thank you.
Certainly can't. That's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes,
Thank you,
so
Darcy.
important. Yeah, so
Thank
everybody
you.
listening today, take a moment, go outside, and even if you hear a truck drive by or a blowing machine, that's right, there's a moment of dawn. It comes and then it goes, and then there you go.
100% authentic. That's what we are, folks. Bless Darcy. Love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys. Theraexpressions Meditation in Casper, Wyoming. We're there. We're here. We're everywhere.